Blog Talk Radio.
Paranormal Review Radio.
Hello and welcome, everyone. It is Friday night, and you're listening to Paranormal Review Radio, the only radio show without commercials and with more great paranormal talk. I'm Anthony Agati in New York.
And I'm Luci Leibfried in Chicago. Are you ready for another Paranormal Friday night? We are so happy that you can join us. We welcome all of our regular listeners and those of you who have tuned in for the very first time. Now, our call-in line tonight is 661-244-9831. Don't forget, you can always send us an email with future topics that you'd like to see on the show, or if you just want to say hi. Our email address is paranormalreviewradio@yahoo.com. And last but not least, check us out on our Facebook show page and our YouTube channel for more info on the paranormal and upcoming shows.
Well, ladies and gents of the paranormal world, we have a very special guest tonight. You know, she was very hard to find, to get a hold of. It was very, very difficult. I have to tell you that. I had to break out everybody that I knew to try and get a hold of this person. Tonight we have on the line with us, specially, all the way from Chicago, Luci Leibfried. Luci will be doing free tarot card readings tonight. Luci, welcome to the show.
Why, thank you, Anthony. What a pleasure it is to join you.
It's so weird interviewing you. I have to forewarn everybody tonight. I think Luci has taken some giggling pills because she has not stopped laughing all night tonight.
I don't know. See. It's like the energy has been the energy just shifted today. Like all week I've been like kind of like, because it's cold here and it's been snowing. And today all of a sudden everything just shifted. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's like weird. I mean, everything is just like, I can't explain it, but I'm so excited. Like, this is going to make for some good readings. It really is.
Do you have good vibes? Do you feel a difference right now, or do you feel like normally when you do tarot card readings, are you feeling the same sort of presence or feeling that you normally do, or is this something different tonight?
It's different every single time. It's really different. It's hard to explain. I mean, every time I do reading, like when I've done them before with the shows, and like if I do them face to face, or if I do an event, everything, it's different every time. I guess it depends on the location. It depends on what's in the air. I pick up on so much that's around me, and right now, it's like I'm excited. I have butterflies in my tummy.
You have too much energy.
So, I mean, I'm really excited, and I'm very, very grateful that, you've given me this opportunity to do it. I mean, I haven't done readings on the radio for a little bit, and I like to do it every once in a while just to give everybody a taste of what it's like to actually get a tarot card reading.
Well, we're going to get into just a little bit about, because I want you to introduce how you're going to do the readings tonight, what you're going to ask for, and what the callers may expect from the tarot card readings. But before I do that, I actually just wanted to make one announcement that I don't think we've ever done on our Facebook page yet, or even I don't think we've ever even broadcasted this. But
no.
I wanted to let everybody know that we are now, you can actually view and click on our links on our shows on Para Encounters Network. And what you can do is go to Para, P-A-R-A, encountersnetwork.com, And if you go to their radio link, you click on the radio page, and you scroll down a little bit, you can see our icon there, and you can see a list of all of our Blog Talk radio shows, and you can click on there. If you're ever around, check out Para Encounters Network. They actually are a really great organization, and we know Eric and Kim Reisinger through Robin Marie. And Robin, who is a great psychic medium that I'm sure if you've listened to our show, she's been on many, many times, and I think she's going to be on at the end of this month. And Eric and Kim are just great people, and what they've done is they've actually created a network of a whole slew of different paranormal shows. They've linked up with some folks within Blog Talk Radio, and then others that are off that grid and have done independent podcasts. And they've sort of combined all of them into this one little network. And it's great. I suggest everybody go to paraencountersnetwork.com and check out some of the other shows that they've got there. But, obviously we'd love you to go and check out some of our previous archive shows from there.
You know what? And we want to thank Kim and Eric Reisinger. They're the founders and owners, and we want to thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to share our shows and just reach out a little bit to a greater audience. I mean, not that we haven't reached out to enough people. I mean, I'm totally amazed every week at the reach that our show has, but this is just a little something extra that just to share our show with them, and we're very proud to be on the network. So thank you, guys.
I think what we should begin with is, why don't you give sort of, I don't know if you want to call it instructional, but what would you like, or what do you expect the callers to give you as soon as I pick up the line tonight on them? And we've got a bunch of callers already online now, right now, waiting. So thank you for holding online right now with us. But Luci, why don't you just give a little bit of an idea of what the callers should give you once we pick up the line, and what could they expect from a reading with you?
Okay. Well, basically, these are going to be mini readings. What I'm going to do tonight are just basic little 3-card readings. I work a little differently than other readers. I don't ask any questions. What I would ask is the callers, have your question in mind. Think about what you want to find out. And what I will do is, usually what I'll do is I pull the 3 cards, and I'll tell you what I see. And I always work this way. I usually, when a person comes to me for a reading, I will pull the cards, I will tell you what I see, and then afterwards, then I'll take a question. Because to me, okay, and I know different people have different theories about what tarot cards are, but for me, I've never, ever, ever felt that it was fortune telling. Never. I can't predict the future. I think that everything that happens for a reason. And basically what the tarot cards to me are, they're just a different perspective. It's just a different view of the things that are happening in your life and in your situation. And usually the cards will always pick up on what's the most pressing issue that's in your world. So, some people come, they want to know about romance. Some people come, they want to know about money. They want to know about their job. But the cards may point to a different issue. And I will guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, the cards are pointing towards something you might really need to pay attention to. You may have a question about your finances, and something comes up about romance. The cards, to me, they just kind of point to what the real issue is in your situation now, where you might want to think about romance, but the cards are actually saying, hey, you know what? Pay attention to your money. You got to. This is more pressing. So, for me, tarot cards, I don't know. They're just like a natural extension of our awareness. I truly believe that everybody can really do this. I think we've all got this kind of perception into our lives and into our intuition, but we don't all pick up on it. We don't all pay attention to what's happening in our lives. We don't pay attention to those little vibes that you get. I mean, everybody, especially moms, you know for a fact when something has to do with your child. You just know. You know, how they say, you know, moms have eyes in the back of their head. Well, you know what? That's probably 95% intuition. You will always know when something's happening. A lot of us are empaths and we don't even realize it. Sometimes, you know, you could be at work and you can you could just feel the energy. You can feel when something's going down, whether it be good or whether it's bad. These are all the things that basically the tarot kind of just pulls these things out. But a lot of us, we don't pay attention to it. So what I do with the tarot card reading, I'm just really kind of confirming or reinforcing what's in your world, and actually it'll help you make decisions as far as what path you need to take. If you're aware that there are 3 doors in front of you and you need to choose one of these doors, you can get a better idea of which way you need to go, which is going to be your path. You know, you may have 3 doors ahead of you. One may have to do with money. One may have to do with romance. One might have to do with movement, you know, thoughts, all these things. And the cards will just help you kind of point out what is really pressing and what is going to be the best path for you.
Well, great. So when I'm going to be picking up the lines in a few minutes, and when I do, I'll ask for everyone's name, and then I guess you will then just continue on with the reading. Mm-hmm. You're asking the callers just to think about what it is that's pressing, what they want to know the answers to in their mind. You'll do the reading, and then afterwards, that's when you get into sort of back and forth questioning and answering, and you can get more in depth, I guess, or I guess elaborating more on what the reading is, and if they are not understanding it, then you can explain it even further. Correct?
Right. And yes, and a lot of times too, sometimes cards will come up, you know, where they may not seem to have anything to do with what you think is in your world. But I guarantee you, if you go and later on something will click. Something will click that, oh, that's what that meant, or oh, that had something to do with it. So when the callers call in, basically, you know, if you want to tell me your birth date, that's fine, but I really don't need any of that. I just need to hear your voice. I just need to connect with your energy. So basically, if you just want to tell me your name, you know, what the weather's like where you're at, you know, if you want to give me your birth date, that's fine. But basically what I need to do is I need to hear your voice and I need to connect with your energy. So we just need a little bit of interaction before I really, you know, pull the cards. And while we're talking, I'll shuffle the cards, I'll pull 3 cards, and then let's see what happens.
All right, so why don't we give everybody a taste of your reading? I'll be the guinea pig for the first for the first caller. Now, you haven't done a reading for me in how long?
Oh God, it's been a while. I think when's the last time we did this? It was.
Was it over a year?
I think so. We really haven't done it. I should have done it last time, but you know what? It was so weird because when I was on my way, when I was leaving for the airport, I did look at those cards. I looked at the cards and I said, I should bring them. And something just told me, no, you know, just you're not going to do any readings. And lo and behold, right when I'm on the train getting to the airport, you text me and you say, bring the tarot card. I know. So, no, we haven't done it.
So you should take your own advice. Listen to your own intuition.
You know what? I will tell you one thing. Sometimes when things like that happen, maybe it's not time for a reading. I mean, I know some people, they think, you know, I really need a reading. But sometimes the universe has a way of putting things off that we don't need, you know. So I guess the timing, in my mind, the timing just wasn't right because I really was I was reaching for the cards. I mean, I was walking out the door and I was going to reach for the cards, but something just told me, no, you don't need them.
All right, enough chit-chat. Get to the reading.
Okay, hold on. I'm still shuffling. So I need you to think about something, you know, whatever question you have that's really pressing, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 3 cards for you, and let's see what we get.
Okay, I'm thinking.
Okay. And it's really interesting because you have 2 coin cards and you have wands. So the first card usually refers to the past. The second card will always refer to the situation at hand. And the last card usually refers to the near future. And the first card that you have is the King of Coins. And the King of Coins is the person who is pretty much solid as far as they know what they want to do when it comes to material things. They know what they want to do when it comes to money. They have a definite idea. Sometimes they are comfortable where they're at as far as money goes. They are usually in control of their situation. And even if you aren't in control of your situation, sometimes it's almost like, this is how I need to be. I need to be in control of my money. I need to be in control of the things that generate money, okay? Now, the second card...
I know, I'm a control freak, I know.
Well, the next card, okay, the card where the present is, this is the 7 of Wands. And this is kind of like a mental battle. Wands are cards of thinking, okay? They're cards of ideas. They're usually cards, excuse me, they have a lot to do with processes and almost like the 7 of cards, if you can see the picture, it shows a man and he's holding one wand and it's almost like he's on a hill and it's almost like you can tell that's like he's in a battle. And basically what this card is saying is it's like taking a stand, thinking about the ways to solve a situation. Basically, it is a good card because it also stands for the overcoming whatever problems there are. It's almost like a card of bravery. It's a card of standing your ground and being very solid in what you think. You know, your thoughts are right. Your thoughts are, you know, this is what I want to do. This is what I stand for, and this is what I am going to make happen. Now, your near future card, which is coins, okay, but it's reversed, okay? And some people don't use reverse cards, but I do, okay? The reverse card, this is the 6 of coins, and basically what it is, it's just a heads up to keep an eye on your money. Budget, kind of like just watch where you're putting the money. Don't overspend. It's almost like everything is good. You know, in order to prove your point, you might have to scale back a little bit, whatever idea that you have. You just might have to, in order to make your idea happen, it's kind of saying don't go all out and, you know, throw all your money behind what you think you're doing. It's almost like kind of like a heads up as to just, you know, cautiously keep an eye on spending, keep an eye on budgeting. It's really like a heads up as to things will be fine. You can get back to where you want to be, you know, but it's almost like just to get to that, to get to the resolution, it's almost like, okay, everything within reason, just be careful, just kind of like, I don't want to say really be miserly, but just keep an eye on your spending, keep an eye on your money. Does this make sense for you?
Well, the dilemma or issue that I was thinking about was my job, and recently I've been my day job. You know, talking on Blog Talk Radio is really not my job, but I've been thinking really hard about leaving, and I obviously don't have the finances to just up and quit my job, and I don't have another job lined up. So I'm stuck in a rut, and, you know, I'm not happy. I can't stand my boss, just like millions of other people. And, you know, I really want to get out of this position and go somewhere else, but I can't as of yet because the way that the job scene is right now in New York here, it's just absolutely nuts. So I haven't been able to make that next step or that next move. So that's my dilemma as far as I'm assuming the middle card, where I'm trying to decide what to do and where to go and how to continue on with my life. And the third card, I guess, is just saying to me that who knows, anything can happen. That either I could get fired or I could quit, and if that happens, then I need to make sure that I save my money. So it's, I guess, I've always been, I haven't been always, and I'm not frugal with money, but I'm also not an expender of money. So it is moderate. I'm actually thinking right now of buying a new car, and so I'm not sure if I should. Is the cards telling me that I shouldn't buy a new car?
The cards are saying that you need to be careful with the money. The cards are saying, the second card is actually saying that your thinking is right. I mean, if you want, you're thinking very hard about leaving. You're thinking about moving on with a different job. And you can be successful with this. You can overcome. You can find another job. But what that outcome card is saying is that if you do move to another position, it may not pay the same as what you're getting now. It may be slightly less, okay? I did pull one other card, and it's the Hierophant. And basically, the Hierophant is a card of doing things that are right. The card is a person that is basically in control. Again, control. It does indicate a time of change. Okay, you really, really have to, in order to move forward, you got to let go of everything that's happened so far. All of the negative that is surrounding the current job, it's almost like you just got to let go of it. Okay, it's done. It's there. I know I don't like it, but I need to find what's right for me. And if you really do decide to move to a different job, it will be much better for you, but it's probably not going to pay what you want in the beginning. Okay, I did pull one more card, and it is the Queen of Coins. And money is coming back. I mean, you can get back to where you want to be, but it's just the transition. The transition is going to be, it's just going to be a little, the beginning when you start anything new. It's definitely, you're not starting at the point where you want to be. You just kind of have to work into it. But your basic ideas, the second card, the Seven of Wands, is pointing towards victory. It's pointing towards overcoming. So it's really up to you whether or not you actually want to stay here. It's almost like you have to release all that negative. The minute that you if you hang on to the negative, it is not going to help your cause. Does it make sense? I mean, it's almost like I can sense, and knowing you, I mean, it's the negative. I mean, you constantly think about it, and you're thinking about how you can overcome it, and that's good. That's a good thing. But it's also the negative. You've got to release that negative. You know it's there. You know it's not going to change. So the decision that's coming is basically, if I move on, if you find something that basically makes you feel good about what you're doing, and even if it takes, it's kind of like not looking at the money. If you find something that actually strikes a chord with you, that yes, I can throw my thoughts 100% behind it. I can throw my purpose 100% behind it, even if it doesn't meet what you think that you should get in salary. It's not necessarily a bad thing, because what you have coming ahead is actually good things. I mean, it's being in control. It's well, here's that control thing. Oh my God, I got to stop saying that. But things can be good, but you definitely have to let go of the negative. Okay, you are actually in a better position than you realize. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't feel like it, but that Seven of Wands definitely points towards overcoming the negative. It's just kind of like Seven of Wands right here. I mean, honestly, it's just a heads up as to not let the negatives get you. okay? You will take a stand. I mean, it may come to a point where you're actually going to, put your foot down and say, you know what, screw this. I don't need this. Or you may verbally do it. You may actually put your foot down and say, okay, look, this is it. Here's the situation. No more, okay?
Well, I get it. I totally get it. I don't want to take up any more airtime because I know we've got a lot of callers, and I know you can probably talk to me about this for another 10 hours. But one thing that I want to say that you said, it's, and I'm sure this is probably triggered in a lot of people when they just heard it. It's easy to say, get rid of the negative, and I'm sure you may be saying this probably a couple of times tonight for some other readings, for some other listeners that are going to get readings. But it's always easy to say get rid of the negative than to actually do it because you're in it every single day.
You're in it every day.
You're faced with it every single day, so you're reminded of it, and it's hard to get rid of that negativity in order to release that energy, that negative energy, in order to get the good and positive back in, which I know you're supposed to do, but it's very difficult to do that, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree with me when I say that. But again, I don't want to take up any more time, Luci, so thank you for doing that. I'm sure we can do this or extend it. Now, I'll have to pay you some money to do that, right?
Okay.
All right, so let's get on to callers. We have quite a few callers on the line, so I'm going to just go down the list here, and this is according to who called in first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the line. I'll ask you your name, and then, Luci, you're going to take it from there.
Okay.
All right. So area code 309. Hello, you are on the air with Anthony and Luci. Who's calling?
Hi. Hi. Who am I speaking with?
This is Lisa Marie.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you for calling.
Hi.
Okay, Lisa. So you're calling in for a reading. I just need to get a little bit, just hear your voice. Maybe tell me, what your birth date is. What's the weather like?
It's actually really snowing a lot here.
Okay.
It's really snowing. And my birthday is July 26th, 1910.
Okay, darling. Hold on one second. Just let me shuffle these up real good. And let's see what we get. I'm going to pull 3 cards for you. And let's see. So basically we're going to cut this. And let's see what we've got. Okay. You definitely have something on your mind. The first card is your recent past, okay? It's the World. And the World is actually the best card of the whole deck. It stands for the way things can be when you picture perfect, when you picture a good outcome. It's being enlightened. It's taking all the lessons that you've learned in life and using them. It's being there for other people. It's giving guidance when you can, and it's basically wanting to live a good life and appreciating what you have. You may not have $1 million, but you have a lot in your life. Okay, what's crossing you right now is your present situation, is the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is basically a good card. I mean, what you present to the world is basically good. Okay, people see that in you. They see that your ideas are good and that your thoughts usually go towards the good things that happen. It is success. It is people recognizing what you do, and it's basically a good thing. But your outcome card, it's the Eight of Swords. Now, for some reason, something is coming, or something has started to begin to happen that you're not quite happy with, and it's almost like trying to stifle the good feelings that you have. It's almost like feeling oppressed. It's feeling restricted. It doesn't mean that you're physically restricted, but it's almost, since you are a person with wands and the World, I mean, you have a lot going on in your head. I mean, you think things through, and sometimes you overthink things, and that may have a tendency to restrict you from doing what you really want to do. Does this make sense for you?
Absolutely. You are spot on. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, what was your question?
Question was, where am I going to be financially going into the new year?
Okay. What's coming in the new year for you is basically the way you're seeing things. I mean, it's not going to be the way that you exactly want it to be. There's going to have to be some adjustments, and some of these adjustments you might feel are restrictive. Okay? I'll pull one more card for you. It's King of Cups reversed. So you have to take your feelings out of a lot of things that are coming up for you, okay? When it comes to looking at your money, you kind of have to detach yourself from the emotion. This is a heads up from the universe that you really have to be kind of almost like clinical about it. Take the emotions out of it, and when it comes to money and when it comes to the finances, take that feeling out and just look at it very objectively, almost like an accountant. I mean, it's going to be money, it's going to be numbers. Look at the numbers. I mean, yes, it may, winning the lottery would make you very, very happy, but you have to be realistic about it. I mean, there are things that you're going to be able to do and things you're not going to be able to do. So it's going to be a time of adjustment. You may have to put some things that you really want to do, you might have to put them on the back burner for a little bit. It's not total restriction, but it definitely is. It's going to be a time of work, because I did pull another card. It's the Seven of Swords. So what's coming for you is definitely, it's going to be a time of work. It's going to be a time of how do I put this? Kind of like you have to analyze. And you have to do this logically. In order to get past what's coming, you just need to have to take the emotion out of it and look at it very objectively. Does it make sense for you?
Okay, yes, absolutely, 100%.
Okay, yeah, because you have a tendency to kind of get a little very emotional when it comes to thinking about the finances. Okay, so basically what you need to do is take that emotion out. Once you take the emotion out of it and just kind of look at it very objectively, things will start to make sense. If you have to if you have to pull back here and maybe make a cut there and maybe move this over here, it's almost like working with a puzzle, okay? And the puzzle pieces are all over the table. If you get panicky, you're never going to get it done. I can't find this, I can't find this, I can't do this. But if you calm down and you look at it and you start to say, okay, look, maybe I put this one here, I put this piece over here, I'm going to move this one up here. By the time you're finished, you realize that you have built that whole picture. And it may not be, the most expensive picture in the world, but it's still a beautiful picture. So what I have to say to you, dear, is take the emotions out of things. Try not to let the emotions and the panic set in, and, don't let it make you crazy, because I've got a very strong feeling that it does make you crazy. These are things that I need to do this, and I want to do this, and I don't know how I'm going to finance this. Just very calmly.
Wow.
Yeah. You have to sit back, and you can find a solution. And I see this as something that you're going to do yourself. This is not going to be someone that someone else is going to help you with. So you can ask somebody maybe for advice, but ultimately your solution is going to lie within yourself, because that Seven of Swords is action. It's action. It's getting your solution after kind of like it's kind of like dealing with the things around you, because remember, you may not always hear what you're hearing, may not always be the truth. So it's almost like protect yourself, do the things yourself, but your decisions have to be your own. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so very, very, very much.
You're welcome. I
really
wish you all the luck, darling. You're going to have a wonderful 2014 because you're going to make it happen. No one else is. You are.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, dear. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. You know,
okay.
It seems, I can probably, I'm not a psychic, and I could be wrong, but, you know, I think most or the majority of the readings tonight you may have regarding finances. I mean, to me, that is on the mind of everybody right now, especially because the time that we're living in, the holidays right around now, and the worry, everybody's so worrisome about what the new year is going to bring. Once after all the holidays and the hoopla is all over with, are we going to be able to make rent? Are we going to be able to make our mortgage, the car payment, or even the electric bill? Is there anything that's going to come up? Is there, this may not be any psychic, connection, but is there any advice that you've ever given someone that could be just plain old, motherly advice that you can give to someone about finances, about issues and worries of their finances?
Yeah. Slow down. Stop right where you are in your tracks. And literally what I told her is basically what someone needs to do. It's almost like, okay, especially with the holidays, everybody wants to have a great holiday. Everybody wants to give presents, and they want to do this, and they want to decorate, but you know what? It has to be within reason. This isn't anything psychic. This is something logical. You cannot spend more than your means. That's the bottom line. If I only have $10, I have to take that $10 and I have to disperse it where it's going to do the best. And yes, we want to do this and we want to decorate and everything like that. But it doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just means that instead of spending the whole $10, maybe I'll only spend like $2 on decorations. And then this way I've got $8 where I can still get, the groceries or whatever. I can still get what I need. It's logic. It's just taking a look, stopping where you're at. Don't go any further until you have a game plan. That's the most important thing. And you don't need the cards for that.
Yeah, you're right. You don't need the cards. I think that's great advice. Let's go on to the next caller. We have, are you ready? Are you
yes.
psychically or tarot cardedly ready?
I'm ready.
I'm making up words tonight. I have no idea what
I'm saying. I know you are.
I know.
And I do want to say something. Anthony does have the gift. He does not admit it. You do?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
I know you well enough.
Actually, I think I do. I'm starting to sense, and I think I have area code 760 on the line right now with us. Hello, you are on the air with Anthony and Lucy. This is area code 760. What is your name?
My name is Connie.
Hi, Connie.
Hi. I love your guys' show. I'm a new listener.
Oh, thank you so much, dear. Well, I can tell you without the cards, this is an amazing person. So, Connie, just tell me your birthday. Tell me what it's like there. What's the weather like?
I'm in Southern California. It's kind of cold this time of year.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Keep going. That's okay. I just want to hear your voice.
Oh, all right. My birthday is April 23rd.
Okay.
And I was born in Germany.
Oh, wow. How interesting. Okay. So let's see what we got for Connie. So hold on 1 second. I'm just going to give it one more shuffle. We're going to pull 3 cards. Let's see what we have for you. We're going to cut this. 2, 3. And first card I'm getting, we got wands. Ooh. Okay, Connie, there's a lot of emotions flowing around here. First card that's coming out, this is your recent past. It is the Knight of Wands. And again, wands are ideas, they're thoughts. The Knight of Wands, in this case, is pretty much strength of ideas, strength of action, thinking things, a journey. You may have recently moved, or you may have, moved, or just pretty much thoughts, and even if it isn't a physical move, it could be in your mind that you've made a movement from a way of thinking, but it's definitely something moving from one spot to another. And I'm going to say, even though it's wands, it's probably very mental. Maybe your way of thinking about one thing has changed to another. Now, where you're at right now is the Knight of Cups. So the focus has shifted from a mental excursion to almost like an emotional. There's definitely something nice coming for you. As far as romance, if you're in a relationship, look for it to bloom over again. It's almost going to be like a new relationship within the one that you're at. Or if you are single and you're looking for a relationship, it's going to be it could be close. It could definitely be something is getting ready to happen. Now, your last card, though, is the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is reversed. So I want to give you a heads up. You know, when it comes to emotions, keep one foot on the ground. Definitely take into account what's happening. Protect your heart. Protect your, almost like, I don't want to say, it's nothing bad, but it's almost like, it's kind of like whatever's coming for you emotionally, even though it makes you happy and even though it makes you excited at the beginning, keep that one foot on the ground, and remember your wands, remember your thoughts. Think things through, kind of look at everything, analyze it, make sure it's the right decision, okay? Does this make sense for you?
Oh, absolutely, it does.
What was your question?
I just want to know how my son's going to do this year. I'm a mom, you know, so I'm worrying about my family, I guess. My son.
Okay. Well, the Knight of Cups, you definitely points towards your caring and your loving about him and your feelings about, I mean, this is your heart. You really want to make sure that he's good. The Page of Cups, in the near future, pages usually refer to younger people, so definitely, this would definitely be your son. Kind of just let him, he has to find his own path and he has to make his own decisions. Your feelings about what he does, it's almost like you kind of have to, I don't want to say you kind of have to restrict them, but you have to accept what path he's choosing, okay? Even if you don't agree with it, because I pulled one more card and it's a Five of Cups and it's reversed, there's almost like maybe the possibility of thinking, well, I kind of wish he would have done this and I kind of wished he would have done that. Try not to do that. Try not to do that. Try to accept his decisions and to continue to love him the way that you do. You just want the best thing. Okay, I got the Seven of Swords and I got it reversed. So it's pretty much a hands-off mom. You know, let him do what he needs to do. I know you want to move heaven and earth to help him,
right.
But it's almost like you really can't. You have to let him do what he wants to do by himself. Okay?
Okay,
and
absolutely.
The emotions, like I said, being a mom, it's difficult because, you know, your heart lives and lives with them. What happens to them really happens to you, and you feel everything that they feel. So let him go through what he needs to go through, but your support and your love will help him get through whatever he's got coming. But the main thing that I'm getting from this, Mom, is that you kind of have to, like, even though you want to make these things happen and you want to change these things and whatever needs to be done, you want to do it, you got to let him do it.
Okay, I will.
Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am, it does. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Connie, this is Anthony. If you don't mind me asking, is there anything in particular, are you afraid of a decision that he may be making, or is it job-related or relationship-related?
Yeah, it's job-related, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, see, that first card, the Knight of Wands, that does point towards his ideas. Again, it's the Knight. I mean, you feel that he may have gotten it to a point where he seems like he's on the right track, he's in the right job, he's doing things. The decision is coming that may have to be with his passions. He may decide that he wants to do something that is really going to be strong with his passion, and you may not agree with it, but you got to let him do it.
Okay, absolutely. I will, Lucy.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Connie, so much for calling in. And you know what? Shoot us an email and let us know how, if things are going well and if you took the advice or if you even changed the advice and did something on your own.
Okay, I sure will. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you, Connie. Take care. Have a great weekend.
Okay. You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
dear.
Bye.
Okay, that's one thing, and I'm glad you said that, Anthony, because one thing I need to remind everybody, no matter what the cards come up with, you have to remember that you are still in control of what you do. You are in control of your destiny. Your destiny is not, it's not dictated by what cards say, okay? There's simply a vision of what can happen, what path there is. But ultimately, you're the one that's in control. You're the one that makes the choice whether or not you want to open that door or if you want to ignore it.
You had described this, I think, on a previous show, that basically what the cards give everybody is a pathway, is the road, and I just lost my train of thought. You were shuffling the cards, and
I'm sorry.
I think you had said in the previous show that what the cards do is it creates the path for you. You can choose to walk down that path or drive down that path, but there is also other roads and alternate roads that you can take. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad roads. It's just in another direction. They may all end up leading in that same town or in that same city. It may be in a different neighborhood, but it's still in the same set or the mindset of going to that one destination and that one goal. So it's not so much that Lucy is telling you what to do. It's what the cards are seeing in your future, or what they're seeing as sort of the one path that you could take. But the idea is you interpret it in your own way, and if you feel comfortable enough, you can take that road. But don't feel discouraged or don't feel any letdown that if you are changing that path for whatever reason and you're going down a different road, that stay true to that road then, and don't waver and go back or choose then another path. Stick to one decision and go forward, because that's the only way, to me, that I think you would keep the sanity in yourself and the peace within yourself and have that conviction for whatever you're looking for.
That's absolutely beautiful, but I want to make one correction to it.
Of course you do.
The cards don't create a path for you. They shine a light on the paths that are there.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Well, I just wanted to make it clear for people, because I know there's people out there that they don't believe and they don't put any store in that, in what the cards or readings do. And you know what? I love them, because those are the people that, yes, they have their own ideas and they know that, they are the ones that are in control. But the cards are not creating anything for you. They're not all of a sudden bringing up a path or a doorway that you wouldn't open. It's just shining a light on a door you may not have looked at. I mean, you drive past this building every single day on your way to work, and for some reason you never notice that there's a doorway on the side of the building. You've seen the front of the building and you've seen the other side of it, but there may be a door in the back that you've never ever seen. And that door might be the most easiest access door in the world. You go to a building and you've been using the front door all the time, and you've got to go up 2 flights of steps just to get there. Well, on the back of the building, there may be a door that's actually at ground level, and to access the building is so easy. So that's basically what the cards are. The cards are just shining the light. Hey, wait a minute. Instead of taking the hard way and going up 2 flights of stairs, you could just simply go around to the back of the building, and you're coming in on ground floor. Problem solved.
All right, so if you guys are interested, if you've liked what you've heard already of Luci giving readings, you can give us a call at 661-244-9831 and, see what the cards say about you. If you've got any questions, if you've got any issues, if you're thinking about something, it could be as little or as minuscule as, you have no idea what to expect coming home for the holidays, or it could be, I just don't know what to do with my home. Do I need to, decorate it or not, or do I need to redesign something, or anything, any question that you're thinking of, give us a call at 661-244-9831, and Lucy will let you know what the cards have to say. Are you ready?
You know what?
Go ahead.
Well, I do want to mention one thing. These are just simply mini readings, and basically, if you want a longer reading, usually what I do is I do a 10-card spread. And, of course, it gets into much more detail. It goes into, past, present, and future, but it also goes into attitude. It goes into how other people see you. It goes into your hopes and your fears. So a longer reading, of course, is going to give you more detail. It's going to give you a little bit more. And I do have a website, and that website is tarotreadingswithlucy.com. If you have never had a reading with me, I do have a special for new clients, but I do have some people that I've been reading for a while, and you know what? Every time I read for someone, whether or not I've read for them over and over, it's almost like a new reading every single time. And I just want to say thank you to the people that I have been reading for. And if you've never had a reading with me, go to the website, check it out, and then we can set up a full session.
All right. I'm going to go on to the next caller. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. We have area code 903. Hello, you are on the air with Anthony and Lucy.
Hello?
Hi. Who's calling?
Hi. It's so nice to hear your voice.
Who am I talking to?
Well, this is Claretta.
Hi.
And my fighting name is Izzy Boo.
Hi, Izzy Boo.
Hi, Izzy Boo.
Hi, Izzy Boo. I play Wolfpack.
Okay.
On Facebook.
Okay.
And games and stuff,
Mhm.
So.
Okay.
Where are you from? Where are you from, Clarita?
Claretta.
Claretta, I'm sorry.
I am from Howe, Texas, about 90 miles outside of Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
And we have ice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yes,
You guys.
It's raining now, so they'll probably freeze more.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm shuffling up the cards. Let's see what we got. I'll pull 3 cards for you, and let's see what we got for you, dear. Okay, so hold on. We're going to cut this, and let's see. Something's telling me to cut that like that. So we got 1, 2, 3. Okay, dear. First card that I'm getting for you is the Ace of Cups, but it's reversed. Okay, so of course this is emotions again. It's almost like emotional turmoil. It's almost like I don't know if your relationships, there may be a sense of maybe almost feeling like kind of being alone inside of a relationship, even though there's 2 people. It's almost like sometimes just feeling I'm the only one here. It may not, and it doesn't mean that the relationship is bad. It's just that the feeling sometimes is just, hey, work with me here.
Yeah.
There's 2 of us. Let's work. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. Sometimes it can be a work relationship. It can be a family relationship. But for some reason, in the past, there's always been, I don't want to say always, but it's kind of just maybe I need a little bit more. It's the emotional feeling that it's just quite not satisfying. Okay, what's crossing you right now though is the Queen of Wands, and basically she is the woman that she knows what she wants and she's not afraid to go for it. But it's almost like there's something that's boiling inside. There's this passion. And because you haven't achieved what you want, sometimes it kind of colors the way you see things. It's almost like, it's frustrating. It's almost like I know this is what I want to happen, and this is the way it should be. But for some reason, there may be something that's not quite where you want it to be. It's almost like I can see it, I can feel it, I want it, but it's just not happening. How do I make this happen? I got to make this happen. I mean, I'm getting a sense of like frustration and very strong passion about it. Okay? Yes. Your outcome card is the Hermit. And the Hermit traditionally is a card of being okay with myself. You know, where the first card is like, I'm in the middle of something, but I feel like I'm alone. Well, the Hermit is the person that accepts that feeling of alone, but it's not a lonely card. It's almost like a card of self-acceptance. It's self-reliance. It's like, you know what, I am so confident in myself, and I know what I'm doing, that I don't need anybody else to make this happen for me. I can make it happen on my own. And if I choose to bring someone else into my world, it is my choice. I am the one that makes that choice. I pulled another card. That's the Four of Cups, and it's reversed. You have...
I'm always reversed, honey.
You have always...
I'm always reversed, honey.
Well, you've always, it's almost like sometimes you get tired of waiting for things, and sometimes you might jump. You know, like you look at that cliff and you're like, oh, you know what, the ride going down is going to be so cool. But before you can really actually get the parachute on, sometimes you just want to go and jump. So
yeah, that's true. That's very true.
That tendency is not going to change, okay? But
that's basically true.
Well, as long as you realize that's what it is, and if you can catch yourself before you jump off that cliff, that's what you need to do. Basically, what the cards are saying is that it's okay. That Hermit card really, some people look at it as a lonely card, but it's really not. It's a sense of being within yourself and being confident and knowing that if I am so good with myself. I am so happy with the spot where I'm at that I can make things happen. I can choose to bring someone else into my world, and I did pull another card, and it is the Two of Cups. So it means that it's almost like very possibly, and I don't know if this is true, it's almost like a separation maybe. It's almost like letting go of something. So
yes.
What was your question, dear?
Well, I was just going to let it, whatever comes up.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, most of the time I have a question about my family, my oldest daughter, something like that. But I've been going through a lot of things because I've lost ability to walk on one leg through surgeries and stuff like that, and it's really been hard.
It's been very emotional.
I've been going through a lot of.
It's been very, very frustrating and very emotional.
Well, it's been the last 8-10 years, Other than that, it's just, I don't know. I think what it is, it's like a songbird being trapped.
That's that
exactly
frustration.
What it is.
That's that frustration.
Frustration.
You have to kind of, what this is pointing towards is sometimes you have a tendency maybe to lash out because of it.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. The universe is aware of it, but the whole thing is that your strength is within yourself. You have great strength and great resolve within yourself, and you can make anything happen that you want. Even though you've lost, probably a good amount of, one leg is not quite what it has to be. Honey, you could dance circles around people with just the one leg. You know that.
Yes, I proved that to my doctor.
Yes,
says,
you
no,
can.
You can't do that, and I go right out there and do it.
Yes. And that's the Queen of Wands in you. You are that strong, resolved person. So what I'm going to say to you, what I'm getting here, is pretty much don't let the frustration temper what you're doing. Okay, as far as finances come. they may not be, again, the finance card comes up, they may not be exactly what you want them to be, but, again, like I was saying before, it's almost like working with what you have and just kind of like starting with that. You can't start, so you don't have a full pot of potting soil. So you can't really plant a really big tree, but you could plant a lot of little plants in that in whatever you have, and you could grow something very, very beautiful. So it's not so much the quantity, it's going to be the quality of what you bring into your life. And even if you only have just a little bit, that little bit can be beautiful, and it can sprout into something bigger. But sometimes you have to start small. And remember, your strength is within yourself. You do rely on yourself a lot.
I have
to. Yeah, and you're very good at it. I mean, you really have. And remember, by doing that, sometimes people are going to look at you and they're going to say, oh, my God, look at her. She can do this and she can do that. And it will bring them to you, okay? It will definitely bring them to you. Where you start kind of like alone and by yourself, those people will be drawn to you, even though they may not be near you now, and maybe it may feel like they're not interacting the way you want them to. Maybe they're not asking for the advice, or maybe they're not listening to you. Just stay in your own resolve. Try not to lash out, and you'll be surprised. I mean, once they see how strong and full of resolution you are, you're going to start they're going to start coming to you, and you're going to be such a source of, you're going to be a source of like benefit to someone else, even though it doesn't feel like it now. You will be. Does it make sense, dear?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I do understand.
Mhm.
About what you're saying. It's a little hard on the radio, but
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I know what you're saying. I mean, I do appreciate it very much. And I listen to you when you come on, and you have such a beautiful laugh. I love that laugh.
Thank you for saying that.
Yes, I do. I love that laugh.
Thank you, darling.
It makes me laugh too. It makes me happy to hear you laugh. I know it sounds goofy, but it's true.
Oh, you know what, darling? That's beautiful. But you know what?
Just keep it up.
You are a diamond. You are a diamond, and all you need to do is just give yourself a little polish, and you know what? You are so brilliant and beautiful. And no matter what is happening to you physically, spiritually, you are beautiful. You know that?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, darling. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you. I'll be seeing you on your webpage.
Okay, darling.
Right.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Claretta.
I was going to tell you, too. Don't worry about the car, honey. It will come in time.
Thank you,
keep your nose
darling.
to something you already got. You already got a job, so keep your nose there, because jobs outside are not what they think they are.
I know.
I mean,
Thank you for that advice.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
I love your spirit, Claretta. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you, too. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Okay.
She is a sweetheart.
She's got such a great spirit.
She is. And you know what? What I really saw was like sometimes she doesn't realize how absolutely beautiful she is. I think a lot of us don't do that. I think a lot of us we just kind of like, we don't give ourselves enough credit for the beautiful people that we are. I mean, sometimes we put these expectations in front of ourselves and we just don't see our potential. So if what I can do just kind of shines a little bit of light on the things that will make a difference, then that's what I want to do.
Well, it's always nice to have feedback from someone objectively, someone, outside of you, to tell you what people see. We live our lives. our own bodies and our own soul and spirit, we are with it 24/7. It's constantly on it. So we don't notice a lot of the things that we actually do and the impacts that we actually make on other people. It takes somebody else outside of you to be that mirror, to be able to reflect it back and show you what you're actually doing, what you're actually showing and saying and inspiring in other folks. And I think that's what tarot card reading does to a lot of people, too. It's not so much about the issues or pressing problems that you may have in your life. Some people are just looking for that inspiration in them, just to, instill the good spirit, instill that good soul, to fill that soul with good and positive energy from the universe. And sometimes people just need it. You drink out of a glass and you have to fill it up the next time you're thirsty. Well, who's going to fill up that glass? You have to have somebody else do that for you. A lot of times we don't fill up our own glasses. So it's always good to have that. And in the readings, tarot readings, psychic readings, any of that stuff, even if it's not so much to give you direction or to give you your fortune or to tell you what to do, it's always good to hear the things that, that the universe is seeing, that other people are seeing in you, and it just gives you that fire and that spark and that confidence just to make that next step ahead.
Well, and that's really weird that you say that, because I know I do these readings and I've been doing them for such a long time, but I am a Leibfried diamond psychic. Okay, I am a member of a group of really, really amazing and talented psychics and mediums, and we're associated with Leibfried magazine. But I am constantly amazed by the other people in the group. I mean, I find them so brilliant and so talented that sometimes I have to pinch myself that I'm actually a member of this group, because honestly, I don't think that what I'm doing is that special. I'm just reading cards. I'm just doing what I can do. But I see other people around me, and they are just so amazing, and they are just so talented, and I can only hope to do what they can do someday. It's kind of weird. It's just, I don't know.
Look at you dropping names. I'm a part of Leibfried Diamonds. I'm not a part of any group. I know. I'm not a part of any group, though.
Yes, but you are the guiding force behind the show.
Yeah. I need to be a part of a group.
You're special.
I think Connie and Mateo and I are going to form our own group.
Okay, and what kind of group will this be?
I don't know. Maybe the Misfits? I don't know. We'll call it something.
I'm afraid. I'm very afraid.
Yeah, Connie wrote in chat room, the cool kids. I like that one. Okay, so everybody, I'm a part of the cool kids gang, and they are so great. They're so wonderful. They're inspiring. All right, I know. That didn't sound right. All right. If you guys out there who are listening tonight, we have about 50 minutes left, or 52 minutes left in the show. And if you are happy with what you've heard already of Luci giving readings to folks, to myself, to listeners, give us a call at 661-244-9831 and get your own personal mini reading from Luci Leibfried. I'm going to take the next caller unless you tell me not to, Luci.
No, go right ahead, please.
Do the cards tell me to take the next call?
I'm going to pull one right now, and I'm going to tell you what it is. It's the King of Swords. Again, control.
See? I'm in control.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so I have to control this phone call. We have area code 780. Hello, you are on the air with Anthony and Luci. Who's calling?
Yes. It's the queen of the cool kids.
I can't read for you. I'm sorry. I just, I just can't, I'm just not cool enough to read for you. I'm sorry.
Well, I am Canadian, so bow down.
Excuse me? I don't need any cards for this one.
Luci, I think we have to I didn't hear this person's name. Who is it?
It's Connie.
It's Connie.
Connie.
Hi, Connie.
Hi,
Hi, Connie from Canada.
How many feet of snow you have up there, Connie?
I lost count at about 85.
Oh, my God. You know what? All this week I've been thinking about you because in Chicago it has been absolutely freezing. It's been like 0 degrees, 18 degrees.
You can't compare anything to Canada. Come on now.
But
Lucy.
it's like, I always see you post because you post like the temperature and stuff, and I always think, oh, my God, how can you survive in this kind of stuff? But you know what? This week I kind of got a taste of it. And
yeah, you got a taste of a nice winter day.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This is like, it is unbelievable. I don't know how you do it. I really don't know how you do it.
You know what? You get used to it. It's
well,
just like,
I give you that.
I don't know how you can live in Chicago, but you get used to it.
Well, you know, we do have the Stanley Cup champions here, you know, and because, you know, with hockey, you know, we're only Americans, but gee, I think we have the Stanley Cup and it's not in Canada right now.
Well, the Oilers had to show you kids how to play it, so there we go.
The who? Who?
The Oilers.
Connie, I like the way that you say you just get used to it. So I guess I'm getting used to Lucy, and so it's just she's growing on me like fungus right about now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so I am shuffling cards as we speak, and let's see what we have for Connie from Canada. Okay, hold on. We're going to shuffle. Ooh, you had 3 cards jump out, so I got to take these cards. You know, that's really weird. Every time I read for you, and yes, I have read for Connie before, cards seem to jump out for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 3 cards. Okay, what are you looking for that's not happening? Your first card, King of Coins, reversed. Okay, so finances, money. It's thinking about kind of wanting to be in a little bit different place. You know, maybe not quite. It's almost like maybe the money decisions aren't exactly what you'd like them to be. It's like you want. There's things that you definitely want. There's things that you definitely want to happen. But for some reason, it's almost like you've had to put like a spark under something, like build a fire under someone. You know, try to get them moving and try. Come on, here's this. This is what we need to go. You know, let's not settle for what we have. There's more. Come on, you know, let's get going. Because I say that only because your current card is the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man is a card of waiting. It's almost like being in. Suspended animation. You know, just I can see where I want to go. I know what I want to do. But it's almost like maybe in order to get where you want to go, you might have to, I don't want to say make a sacrifice, but maybe, just maybe rethinking the way you do things. You know, maybe not jumping so quickly to a conclusion. Just kind of like, I want to say like maybe temper the way that you're thinking, maybe temper your attitude because I want this to happen. I want this to happen now. It's almost like maybe for some reason there may be something that you just kind of have to just bide your time a little bit. What's ahead of you, of course, is the Ten of Cups, okay? And the Ten of Cups is happiness. It is a great family life. It is everything being the way it should be. It's good fortune, but it's just a little bit of maybe, I'm happy, but it's almost like looking at the grass is greener on the other side, which you need to stop, okay? Everything will be good. Everything will fall into place that you want to. There just may be something that you really, really want to do or have that's just not going to come fast enough. And I did pull, I pulled 2 more cards. One of them is the Ten of Wands. And please forgive me, I have a tendency when I pull cards, sometimes I react initially and I might just giggle ahead of time before I get to it. But the Ten of Wands is a card of hard work. It's a card of thinking, not physical work, but a lot of thinking. So if there's something that you definitely want to do and something that you want to plan on, it's going to take some strategy, okay? So instead of trying to push the boulder, there might be a way to maybe wedge it. You know, instead of using the brute force to move the boulder out of the way, you might have to figure out maybe there's a scientific way that I can just wedge it. Maybe I can use an angle somewhere to move that boulder. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, total sense.
Okay. What was your question?
Well, springtime, we're moving.
Mhm.
My question is, am I going to end up with surgery on this darn shoulder that's got me all depressed?
You know what? The Ten of Cups, it's reversed. So it is pointing towards happiness and things being good. I don't really see surgery there. I do see someone taking very, very dear, sweet care of you. But it's almost like that Ten of Wands points towards mental work instead of physical work. So you kind of have to really take it easy, and I know how hard that is for you, but the only way that you're going to resolve this is that you have to slow down physically. You can't do everything. You have someone around you that is willing to help and willing to do things for you. You got to take that help, and I know it's difficult for you to do that because you are a person of action, but you kind of got to let them do it. I mean, I don't care if it's just taking out the garbage. I don't care if it's just picking up a bag of groceries. You have to rest that shoulder. You really do. You have to slow down. Now, I was giggling before because I did pull one card, an extra card for you, and guess what card it is?
The World?
No, it's the devil. And we know what the devil means. The devil is, there's a lot of fun for you ahead, okay? The devil card is pretty much, it's kind of a heads up. Don't look at the material side of things. Get in touch with enjoyment. I mean, the devil card sometimes points towards, it points towards sex, it points towards passion, it points towards enjoyment. It's okay.
I have to go shave my legs now.
It's okay to have a good time. It doesn't always have to be work. So pretty much what this is saying is all work and no play is not good for you.
That's true.
Does that make sense? You've been thinking overtime.
Total.
You've been thinking overtime about this move. You've been thinking overtime about everything. Okay? This is a heads up as to slow down a little bit. You've got to force yourself. Oh, wow. This is so cute. You have the Knight of Cups and you have the Two of Cups. Relationship-wise, everything is wonderful, okay? So what you need to do is definitely go shave those legs and go have some fun. Seriously.
Sounds good.
Let him carry everything for you. Let him do what he wants to do. He will wait on you hand and foot so you can heal. And that's what you need to do. You have to force yourself to sit still and let somebody else do something for you. Okay? I don't see surgery. I really don't see surgery. But I do see that in order to heal, you've got to slow down. And that's what the Hangman is. The Hangman is actually your body slowing you down even though you don't want to.
Exactly.
That's exactly what that is. So, chill out, lady.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? You're going overtime with the thoughts. So, I mean, if you can't do it physically, then you can think about it.
Yeah, but that's my problem. If I can't do it this way, then I got to do it that way. And if I can't do it that way, then...
Well, you got that devil card, so that means also, too, you're going to take it easy there, okay? None of the swings or anything like that.
Oh, my God.
God, Anthony, how do you deal with her?
Oh, my God. I can't believe Lucy just went there. I can't believe it.
I'm just telling you what I see in the cards. I'm sorry,
That's okay. I needed the good laugh. Thank you.
Okay.
But I'm not shaving my legs. I was just kidding. I said not to.
So really, seriously, I mean, how did you hurt it this time?
I really don't know. I woke up a couple weeks ago and it popped out of place, and right now there's rotator cuff tendonitis going on.
Yeah. You definitely have to slow down.
Yeah, a little bit. But it's tough. Very tough.
Well, you know what? Don't make me come to Canada and force you to sit down.
I think I'm going to go wash walls now.
No.
All right. Well, thank you, Lucy. I love you. You're bang on yet again.
I love you, darling. Thank you so much for calling.
And Anthony, good call
Yes,
on almost getting it right on the 760. It was 780, Connie, not 760, Connie.
I knew you were calling in. See, Lucy's right. I am psychic.
He's psychic.
You are psychotic, just like me.
You're psychotic. We're the cool kids now, Connie.
I think the psycho kids is more like it.
That works, too. Okay, well, you go take another call.
All right, Connie, thank you. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Connie.
You too. Bye.
All righty. You know, you had a question. I remember this specifically. I think it was last year, and maybe it was Connie again. Now that I'm thinking about it, do you remember when you did a tarot reading on the air one time when we were in Philadelphia, and I think it was the second time we were going to Eastern State Penitentiary, or the last time that we went to Eastern State Penitentiary, I think it was. And I remember this specifically, I think we were in the hotel room, and we were doing our show live on the air from the hotel in Philadelphia. And maybe it was Connie, now that I'm thinking about it, in regards to something medical. And I remember you saying that you never want to give any medical advice within tarot card readings because that's something, I don't know if it's something you specifically don't like to do.
I don't like doing it. I don't like doing it.
But do other tarot card readers deal with medical issues that
you know of?
There
are some people that actually give medical advice. Personally, for me, I think that's something. Oh, no, you know what it was? It was Paranormal.
That's it. Okay, now I remember.
That's it. And the thing is that I could feel the sense of, it was almost like panic. It was almost like the sense of, I really need to get this, I need to know what to do. But for medical reasons, nothing will take the advice of a doctor. You cannot rely on a reading. And I know there are some people out there that do give medical readings and they'll go there. And sometimes people say, well, I'm getting messages from the angels, I'm getting messages from the other side. In no way will I ever claim that my abilities are that good, that I'm going to take the responsibility. It's kind of like how we feel about doing investigations in a private home. The responsibility is so great when you do that because people are relying on what you're saying. And God forbid that someone takes advice. Maybe the messages that you are getting are not quite what they should be. Maybe they're not clear. So to tell somebody, oh, no, you need to have this surgery or something like that, that's a huge responsibility. And in no way do I feel that my abilities would match that of a doctor that has studied and is an expert on medical issues. I can't do that. That's something in my own self that I could never live with myself doing. I could not do it. So for me personally, no, I don't want to give medical advice.
And I don't think anyone who is searching for an answer that surrounds the idea of something that is medical or health related, I don't think it's right personally to call a psychic or to call a tarot reader or someone to give you an answer who obviously is not within the medical field. I think that is something separate. That's something you really need to go to the doctor or your psychiatrist, whatever type of mental or physical issues that you have. Those should be related to the appropriate facilities and not go to someone to give you a psychic reading on, because that's different. That has something to do with your health. That's life or death, in my opinion, and that's something that should be left up to the appropriate persons that are qualified to do that. Not to say that psychics and tarot readers are not qualified, but I don't want people to get the wrong impression that they can go to a psychic and get some sort of medical answer. To me, that's not right. I wouldn't go to a mechanic if I have something wrong with my sink. It doesn't make sense to do that. You should go to the appropriate people to get those types of answers. But if you've got issues related to relationships and issues or things that you're thinking about as far as finances and people and job and all of that stuff, that's something I think you can go to a psychic for or a tarot reader card for. But when it comes to medical health and mental or physical health of you, I think that's something that should be left up to the professionals within the medical field itself.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, a reader or a psychic or a medium can confirm what you're feeling, but a lot of times, most of the time, the person already knows that there's something definitely wrong. And a reader can pick up on those feelings. I mean, if someone's not feeling well, I mean, an empath can do that. I'm an empath. A lot of times I can feel what's going on. And if someone's not feeling well, I will feel that. But I am not going to sit there and say, oh, okay, it's definitely your spleen or it's definitely your heart. But a psychic, in my mind, can confirm what you're feeling. They can give you kind of like, they can give you that boost to go see the doctor. Yes, there's definitely something wrong. You do need to go see a doctor. You do need to go have it looked at. But I don't feel comfortable diagnosing anything or telling somebody that, there's definitely something wrong. You have this or you have that, and this is going to happen. And if you don't get this, your arm's going to fall off or whatever. But yes, no, a psychic can confirm that you do feel something wrong. Yes, that happens, and I believe that it's true. I mean, don't get me wrong, Native American shaman, they believe that sometimes ailments that people have, were directly tied to the spirits or to something. We've talked about it with paranormal investigating. I mean, some people believe that coming in contact with spirits have actually caused illnesses. I mean, we've talked about it before. I mean, some well-known people that have become ill and definitely succumb to some kind of medical occurrence. There are people that believe that what they've come in contact with has definitely, but that's different than being a psychic and telling somebody, oh no, this is what it is and this is what you need to do. No. A psychic, I can tell you, that there's something definitely wrong. You need to go have it checked out. You may want to do this. Okay? You can see probably that in the future there may be some restriction, where you were able to move around a lot. All of a sudden now it's showing in the future that you may not be as mobile as before. It may come up as and what I'm thinking in particular, the young lady at the reading that we had tonight, she had the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords is restriction. In a medical in terms of medical, that could be a direct result of something physical, but it's not my place to tell somebody that. I can only confirm.
All right, good. I mean, I just wanted to make sure that people understood that, and if anyone has ever thought about, going to a psychic to find out whether or not they, if they're thinking that they have something wrong with them and they want to find out, I mean, it's good to do that. I mean, it's okay to do that if you want to, but don't make a life-changing decision based on a psychic's interpretation. And there are some psychics out there that will tell you things that you want to hear, regardless of how wrong it may be. that they should not be saying these things to you. There are some out there, so you just have to be careful and make sure that you make the right decisions and that you don't rely on everything that someone tells you, especially if it's something that has to do with your health. That's the one thing that I wanted to make sure that everybody understood. If they weren't educated in that matter, they should be. And hopefully, what we just talked about tonight maybe will give them a sense of knowing that that it's not right to call a psychic in regards to any sort of medical or mental, physical, any kind of health issue-related questions that they may have. So I'm going to move on, Lucy.
That kind of brings up one thing that I do want to mention, too. Again, you really do have to be careful, okay, when you go to someone for a psychic reading. At no point should you take what you're hearing as the absolute, God's honest end-all, okay? Again, what I said before, you are in control of your own path. The messages that you get can point towards where things can go, but at no time should you, if someone tells you, oh yeah, I see money in your future, and no way should you take the last $10 you have and buy lottery tickets so you can win the $1 million. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, you have to have some kind of control over your own actions. You are the one that causes that. And on the other side, yes, psychic advice to a point is good, and it points things out that you may have overlooked. But you still have reasoning within your own self. You still have to take responsibility for your actions. So if something does not make sense, you have to think about that. You can't take everything that a psychic says as the end-all solution to what you're talking about. It's just an opinion. It is just something. There's a difference. What I am, I'm a reader, okay? Robin Marie, who's in the chat room, and I love her. And hello, Robin. She's a medium, okay? There's a definite difference. Robin makes a connection with spirits on the other side. She can communicate and tell them what they're seeing. My abilities are nowhere near what Robin can do as far as mediumship. Yes, I can make a connection with people on the other side. My abilities have not developed to the point where I can, literally call up a spirit and make that real connection. I'm learning as we go, especially with the paranormal investigating. I am connecting more and more with the spirits that are there. But to me, that's a personal journey, and that's something that I really, really love doing. And that's why every location that we go to, for me personally, this is something that is a learning experience, and it's something wondrous to me because I'm making a connection with the other side. But at no point do I feel that my abilities are strong enough that I'm going to come back and say, okay, this person said such and such, and we should do this, and I'm not good. I'm not that good. I'm a student, and every day is a lesson, and that's how we should take everything. Every single person is a student of the universe, and you are learning every single day. So, yeah, if you get a reading, of course, it can point to where you can go, but you're still learning, and those answers most of the time are going to be within yourself.
All right, so we've got time to squeeze in one more caller. Do you want to take one more?
Yeah.
Okay. Our last caller of the evening is area code 719. Hello, you are on the air with Anthony and Lucy. Who is this?
Hi, this is Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for calling, dear. Okay, so Nicole, tell me a little bit. What's your birth date? I want to hear your voice.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I want to hear your voice. So talk to me a little bit.
All right, it's January.
Okay. And let's see. So where are you from?
Chicago originally. I used to work with you, but now I live in Colorado.
Nicole.
Nicole. Yes. Yes.
Hi. Oh my God. Hi, darling.
Hi.
So are you guys all cold and snowy in Colorado?
Not as snowy, but it's still cold.
Really? And when you coming home?
I don't know. I know I need to plan the trip back and come visit.
Yeah, you do. We miss you. So hold on, darling. Thank you so much for calling. Oh, this is such a treat. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm like, Nicole? So hold on, dear. Let me shuffle these up for you.
Okay.
Oh, I love this. Okay, so let's do this. And thank you for listening. That is absolutely, I love this. Okay, so we're going to shuffle these up. And we are going to, ooh, you got cards that jumped out too. So let's see what they are. A lot of thoughts. Wow. Big time thinking, okay? Recent past, 10 of Wands. Lots of thoughts, lots of, this is what I need to do. This is just mind working overtime, okay? But almost to the point where sometimes you almost exhaust yourself trying to think, and it's almost like you may have a tendency to take on more than what you can handle. Okay, so you sometimes spreading yourself too thin sometimes. The card that's crossing you right now is the King of Wands, but it's reversed, okay? So there may be a situation that you're thinking, okay, it's almost like feeling that something is going to happen, or you worry about something. It's almost like that feeling of panic, but the thing is that whatever you're thinking about may just be in your thoughts. And I'm only saying that because of the last card that I'm getting. Most important thing that this card points to is, again, keeping your head, keeping calm. Don't let your thoughts run away with you, because you may have a tendency to do that. And I say this because your outcome card is the Two of Cups. Does your question have anything to do with a relationship?
Yes.
Okay. You're overthinking it, okay? Because that outcome card, the Two of Cups, is pointing towards things working very well. It's working about a closeness. It's talking about a balance. It's talking about things working the way they are. But in order to get to that point, you gotta calm down a little bit. Let it happen the way it should be. Because sometimes, see, your next card is the Chariot, but it's reversed. It's almost like, I kind of want this to happen, and I want it to happen yesterday, but it's just not going to go as quickly as you want it to. It's almost like it's going to, you kind of have to let it nurture. You kind of have to be patient. And trust me, you got to let go of something, because I also pulled it's the Three of Swords, but it's reversed. So it's almost like, I'm going to say what you need to let go is almost like the impatience. It's almost like whatever, the way situations have been in the past does not necessarily mean how it's going to be this time. You cannot compare what's ahead of you with what's behind you. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. What was your question, darling?
With relationships, currently going through a situation, I know I need to let go and disassociate myself, but it's hard because I've been in that relationship for over 12 years. So I'm going through the motions. My mind is telling me what I need to do, but actually putting it in motion, I'm really procrastinating with it.
Okay. There is definitely happiness and closeness in front of you, but in order to get to that point, it's almost like you have to really let go of what's blocking you. It's almost like there's this, again, here's the boulder thing in front of me, and all I can see is that boulder, and I can't get to where I want to go because I'm letting this block me. Okay? I did pull another card. It's the Page of Cups, but it's reversed. So definitely there's definitely a feeling of almost like, it's almost like sometimes the other side does not, it's almost like the other person is not totally involved in this situation. It's almost like I am in the situation. I'm thinking it through and I'm doing all this, but I'm not getting what I want from the other side. So your decision is going to revolve around, see, the Page of Wands reversed. Your decision in order to get to that happiness is really boiling down to what you really want and what you want to do. You're getting all these negative cards in front of this beautiful card where there's two. So your ultimate decision is, are all the things that I have to work around, are they worth it? Is this what I really want? Because what's ahead of you is definitely a good relationship. It is definitely a closeness. It is definitely a good outcome. But what you have ahead, in front of this, is almost like things aren't moving fast enough. Things aren't moving the way that you want them to be. So here's where your decision comes in. Do I maintain and stay in this situation, or do I make something happen? Do I make a change?
Right.
It boils down to exactly what you want. How valuable is this? Is it worth going through all of these motions? Is it worth going through all of the pressures and all of the, I mean, it's a lot of work. I'm seeing, it's like I'm getting a feeling of like, you know.
It is overwhelming.
I mean, what I'm getting, I mean, is definitely, you're tired of it.
Yes.
Bottom line is you're tired of it. I mean, so I will say that there is a good relationship ahead of you. Now, whether or not it's this relationship or if it's a new one is up to you. There's a lot of work to be done right now. Okay, there's an awful lot of work to be done. And it's just not moving as fast as you want to. The most important thing that I'm getting from here is that you're doing all the work.
Yeah, I am.
You're the one doing all the work. You're the one that's you know, I'm making the adjustments and I'm the one that's making the motions and I'm the one that's doing this. Bottom line, what do you want? You want a partnership. And that card ahead of you, the Two of Cups, that's two people. It's not one. It's two.
Okay.
So your decision is going to come, do I want to keep going through this, or do I want to let go and open the door for what is really good?
Okay.
Every card that I'm pulling is a reverse. Yeah, see, I've got a Ten of Cups reverse, which is happiness, but it's not quite. I mean, you can make things work the way they are now, but it may not be totally what you want. I mean, the main thing that I'm getting from here, like I said, was feeling tired, and it's like I feel like you're the one that's doing everything. You're the one that's doing all the work.
Yeah, I am.
And that first card, the Ten of Wands, I mean, it is like you are just, you know what, if you decided that this was not what you wanted, no one would ever think that you were wrong because you have done everything that you could to make this work.
Okay.
Darling, there is happiness ahead of you. There is definitely, see the Empress. But you know what? It's almost like the Empress is a card of nurturing, and it's a card of almost like being a mother. But you have to nurture yourself. You have to, instead of taking care of someone else, you got to take care of Nicole first.
Okay.
What is good for Nicole? You need your strength. You need your resolve in order to bloom into that beautiful person you are. And when you are satisfied and you have let go of everything, then you will be so beautiful that you are going to draw what is perfect for you. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Totally.
Do you have any other questions?
No, that that was my main thing. That's like been the main thing that's like really been weighing on me.
Mhm. And the other part about it is I just pulled one more card. I mean, it's like it points towards finances. Okay, so keep in mind too that any changes that you make may affect finances. It's definitely going to. There's going to be adjustments that need to be made. And again, if you choose to stay where you are, it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work. But right now, what I'm getting, it's definitely one-sided. I'm not saying that it can't. I'm not saying it can't work, but it's an awful lot of work. I mean, like all of a sudden, I just got a sense of being tired, just being very, very tired. And honestly, I mean, it's up to you. You have to take care of yourself. You have to nurture yourself in order to draw what is good. I mean, because there's definitely, I've got two beautiful good cards ahead of you. And what I'm getting for what's right now is just the work, and it's just the trying so hard. But you know what? There comes a point where you've given everything you can, you've done everything you can, and you just kind of have to let it cook. You have to kind of let it go. And either it's, you know, you've cut up all the vegetables, and you've washed them, and you've seasoned the stew, and you've watched it boil, and you're keeping an eye on it. You have to let it cook, and then when you finally taste it, it's either going to be really good or it's going to be really bad. But the dinner that's ahead of you, what's coming, is going to be good. Okay? So I wish you the best of luck, darling. I really do. And the main thing I want you to do is I really want you to take care of yourself.
I will. I will definitely start.
Okay? I'm so happy that you called, Angel. Do me a favor. You know what? Send me a message. We can go into a full reading. But definitely what I'm saying right now is that start thinking about yourself. Don't think about somebody else. Think about yourself. Okay?
All right. Okay.
All right, darling. I love you. I'll talk to you later.
Love you too. All right. Thank you. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow. That was intense.
Yeah. The energy changed. Like I said, a lot of times, sometimes I don't even need the cards. Sometimes when I connect with somebody, I can just feel what's going on. And sometimes it's difficult. I mean, sometimes there are things that you feel that, I don't want to say they have to be said, but to be responsible, you have to address them.
I mean, it's difficult when you're in a situation like that, and you're giving 150%, and not even getting a 10% back in return. It's difficult when you're in a relationship like that, and I kind of sort of like the way that you handled that phone call. I think if anything, and again, I said this before, if anything, all the conversation that you just had with Nicole, if anything, the only thing that it did was give her confidence. Then I think, confidence enough to make a decision, to finally make a decision as to what they want to do going forward. Not necessarily about the relationship, about what they want to do with it, but within their own life, what decision that they want to do. Do they want to build up themselves? Do they want to create a different way of handling something? Things as little as that can make a huge impact and a huge difference on someone's life. And so the conversation that you had with Nicole, even if it just gave her that confidence enough to pick a choice that she may have been battling with herself, as little as that choice may be, I think you may have just changed someone's life and their future life forever. I think that's just amazing what happens at a reading. I think a lot of people get caught up in hearing a conversation happen about in regards to a psychic reading, and they don't think about what impact somebody has just made on someone's life. And even if it is just instilling their spirit and filling their spirit up with more positive energy to be able to walk faster tomorrow morning, to make a more defined and more confident decision in, choosing their toast for breakfast in the morning. Whatever it is, that in itself has made a significant impact in someone's life, because what happens after that snowballs and creates and gets bigger and bigger. And so the little that you start off with will then become something bigger later in life. And it's just amazing to be in that spot at this moment right now, whereas it's sort of the baby steps in the initiation of it. And then going forward 20, 15 years from now, what difference would be made just by this phone call that she just made today? I think that's amazing. I don't know.
Well, basically, I mean, with that one, I didn't tell her anything she didn't already know. Again, that's the perfect example of seeing or feeling what's happening. And it's just that extra, it's just having someone else see the situation and confirming what you know. And that's basically what it is. And then on the other point, what you were saying about, getting a reading and then maybe years later, realizing that you got a message that did tell you. And I've had people come to me where I may have read for them years and years ago, and I've had a few people come back and say, you know what, exactly what you told me was helped me make a decision. And to me, that is probably the most rewarding thing about doing this. And I just feel it's just something that I was meant to do. I mean, I'm not here to tell anybody the future. I'm only here to maybe give them that extra push that they need, or maybe give them the confidence to finish what they're thinking. That's all. That's all I'm doing. I don't think what I'm doing is that special. I really don't. But I have gotten, feedback from people years later, and they've told me that. And you know what? That makes me happy. That really does.
I have, ever since knowing you, and I don't want to spend too much time because we got about 8 minutes left. We want to get into the normal things that we do towards the end of the show. But just, and I mentioned this to you a while ago, that I have never had so much luck with psychics in previous years. I've gone to a couple of them before, and they've not that they've never been accurate, but they've never made an impact on me. I don't think that they've ever read me right, and it could be that I may not have been open enough. So I'm not blaming the folks who were trying to read me. I think, it's a dual action. I think you have to be more open and more free to be willing to, for the reader to actually see your spirit and to see within you in order for that connection to happen. But I've never had that sort of connection before I met you. And when we met and you had told me that you do tarot card readings, and for the first reading that you ever did give me, it really did blow me away. Not so much how accurate you were, but in the way that you were relating the interpretation of the cards to me, it's sort of, I don't know even how to explain it, but my mind and the thoughts were actually creating the answers that I knew, but it was becoming much more clearer for me. And I knew that they were embedded in my mind and in my brain already. It was just now that they're coming from the back to the front, and I'm able to actually see it a lot better. And you were the first person that ever actually opened my eyes to the idea that tarot card reading or psychics actually were something. Because for the longest time, I never thought I can say it, I never really believed in that idea. And maybe because of you able to be, you opening me up to that factor has then opened up my internal eyes into being able to see things that I'm sort of struggling with now for myself, to be able to interpret or my intuitive nature to be more tuned than it was before. I'm not saying it's at any kind of level, but that tapping into that field that I have, or that I think that I may have, was sparked by just that one tarot card reading that you gave me a few years ago. And so that's what I'm saying, just one little spark can create a fire that happens, 5-10 years down the road, and you never know what that impact has, or you don't realize what that impact has at that moment. Keep that in mind. Keep whatever reading that you get, either it's from Luci or if it's from anybody else. Keep that moment in mind. Even write it down in a journal, and then keep it somewhere. And years from now, turn back and read it and see if anything from that moment has sparked anything different or has made any difference to you going forward.
I am smiling so much right now. That is so sweet. Thank you for saying that.
All right. I don't want you to get a big fat head. Let's get on to the rest of the show now.
Well, I'm sending you a bill, okay?
Yeah, okay. Put it on my tab.
So, let's go to the Paranormal Review Radio Fan of the Week. And this week is, she's from Eugene, Oregon, and it is Elizabeth Ringham. Now, she's an amazing artist that likes The Price is Right, The Dukes of Hazzard, Three's Company, and, of course, she likes Paranormal Review Radio. Thank you, Elizabeth, for liking our page. Thank you for your posts, and just thank you for being a fan, and congratulations.
Yeah, I don't know if you mentioned where she was from, but she's from Eugene, Oregon, and I don't know why, but Eugene, Oregon has always been, I don't know why, but that location has always come up in my mind ever since I was a little child. I have no idea. Seriously, I have no family, no friends, no nothing, no connection at all with Eugene, Oregon, and I don't know if it was
just... We need to go there. We need to go there. There's something there.
Maybe research and see if there's anything there. Anyway, don't forget, if you want to be a Paranormal Review Radio Fan of the Week, just like us on Facebook, and that is Paranormal Review Radio.
Okay. Well, you know what, guys? Thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. This is something that I really love to do, whether it's for friends or strangers. It is one of the passions in my life. And I've always said it's not fortune-telling, but it's an insight into our lives, our path, and our purpose. And part of my purpose is to help others see what's ahead of them. So I hope I was able to help you see where your path leads. And I'm really sorry if I couldn't get to you tonight, but you know what? Stop by my website, set up a session. We can go into more detail, and I really do look forward to connecting with you very, very soon. Speaking of passions, okay, one of our passions is connecting with the brilliant minds that are involved with the paranormal and discussing new theories with them. So next week, we're going to do just that. The Haunting of 21st Century America is a new book by the national best-selling authors Joel Martin and William J. Burns. Now, in this sequel to The Haunting of America and The Haunting of 20th Century America, the authors are setting the stage for one of the great intellectual and spiritual awakenings that is currently challenging our traditional belief systems. They are going to reach back into the events that rocked the 20th century, that showing, even though denying the importance of a spiritual component in national policy, even the most conservative governments have based social and financial policy decisions on a profound belief in the existence of the paranormal. This book is unlike any American history you're ever going to read. It speculates that not only is the paranormal more than normal than most people think, but it's driving current events to a new fourth culture of the 21st century. So please join us next week as we spend some time with these brilliant authors. So, thank you, everyone, for joining us each and every week. You really do make our Friday night so special. Anthony, thank you for being one of my guides, okay? You keep me on track when I need it the most. So, until next week, dear friends, open up to the universe and have a paranormal week. Good night.
Good night.
Paranormal Review Radio.